Welcome to another episode of Roll Up or Pull Up. So get your blunt rolled and get your drink poured. So this video gonna be about the masculine man. Yeah, talking about you, bro. The real big dog, the manly man, the alpha male, the real man, the masculine man, the tough man, the not let's fight, the tough man by heart, by design. That man, this for you. We are under attack as a masculine man. Let me explain. The modern woman, and yeah, I'm gonna go there. The modern woman don't like us because we everything that they are against, pretty much. They like soft beta males that do whatever they say, pay all their bills, take them here, take them there, do this, do that, let them do what the fuck they want to do. While all we do is just work and just take care of them. They don't bring nothing to us, no value, no nothing. All they got for us is some washed up coochie that everybody done had. And yeah, I can speak on this because I definitely been there and I know how this go. Me being the masculine man that I am, I don't play none of that. And this is what real masculine men do. We don't play that. The beta males go for it. Oh, okay, baby. Whatever you want. Whatever you say, however you want to do it. Blah, blah, blah. Here you go. That's the beta male. That's the soft man. That's the man that don't got no nuts. When you an alpha male, your nuts is in here. It ain't down there in your sack. It's in here. You know what I'm saying? So can't no woman take that from you. No matter how fine she is, no matter what degree she got, no matter what school she graduated from, none of this shit. It's nothing that a woman can say or do that will make a masculine man just break down and do whatever the fuck she say. A real masculine man is gonna stand on all 10. Let me give you a good example, right? So, about 2 months ago, I went to this restaurant, right? And it was this Jamaican lady in the restaurant. She was, waiting on her order. And when I walked in, she instantly was drawn into me. Instantly, right off the rip. Like the restaurant had, glass windows so you could see through them. So when I was walking up to it, I seen her looking at me before I even got into the restaurant. She was instantly drawn into me as soon as I jumped out the car, right? So I go in and, I tell them the name of my order and everything. So they preparing it for me. She instantly was like, man, you came in all big and strong, like you was just ready to knock somebody out, blah, 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 cracking little jokes, stuff like that. So it's just laughing it off. And it was an older lady sitting right next to her. So she, I'm laughing off, the little jokes she throwing out and everything. So she turned to the older lady and she like, you see this guy, blah, 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 and all of this. So, the older lady, like, I wasn't really paying attention or whatnot. She was like, I'm looking at the letters on his shirt. And no, it wasn't his shirt, it was a different shirt. She was like, I was just looking at the letters on your shirt, you know. So they laughing about that, whatever. All right, cool. My order's still being prepared. They called the Jamaican lady up. So she get up, grab her order, and she walk out. While she walk out, she like, all right, big strong man, have a good day, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know, you too. So she leave out, she go get in her car. Just so happened she was parked right next to me. And she was my type and everything. And, you know, I like, if you want to call it foreign, I like foreign women. I don't know if we call Jamaicans foreign, but, you know, it's not American, so I guess you can consider that foreign. I love foreign women. I love all women, you know. So, I was looking at her, you know, she had a great body. She was in shape. She looked good. All of that. And she had a brand new Escalade. You know, like she doing her thing, you know. Definitely was my type. So I was looking at her, I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, she attractive. I like her, you know. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. The older lady was like, you ain't noticed her hitting on you, blah blah blah. I'm like, huh? She like, yeah, she was hitting on you, blah blah blah. I'm like, nah, I ain't even really paying no attention. And she was like, you know, giving me that eye, like, you better go get her, you know. Just so happened, the girl ain't pulled off. She was just sitting in the car. So my order came up, grabbed the order, I walk out the door. Now, the Jamaican lady, her Escalade all black, tinted up and everything, you know, you can't see in it. So really, I shouldn't even ran up on her car like that, but I did, you know. I'm a masculine man. I'm going to go after what I want. So I ran up on her car, knocked on the window. She opened the door. You know, I get to talking to her. She laughing and everything. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I got her. We swap numbers. All right, cool. We talked like later on that night. Whole time she into me, like, you know, hit me with all the right stuff to say, everything, you know. She telling me, you know, how much she digging me and blah 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 and my energy, blah 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 blah. So this went on the whole night. We talked for like 3 hours that same day, right? Okay, cool. So what I said was, you know, hey, let me take you out. She said, okay. I took her out the very next day. Yeah, these people, dogs out here, dogs barking, arguing with each other. So that's what you hear. So we go out the very next day. She met me at a restaurant. You know, we laughed, we ate, we talked, we did all of that. You know, had a good time. Called it a day. We talked that whole day. We talked every day, like a whole month straight. Like we talking about everything, every single thing. We like this, you know. Being part of being a masculine man is you don't just do everything. You let a woman do her part too. A woman can tell you how much she into you and all of that, but if she ain't showing you nothing, then it ain't nothing. Just like I can sit up here and tell a woman all day how pretty and how fine, how attracted I am to her, blah 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 blah. But if I don't do nothing, then it don't mean nothing. You know, it's just a bunch of talk. So that was what was going on with her. Just a bunch of talk. And she was into me and everything, but she was just talking. She wasn't, you know, trying to do nothing, trying to spin nothing, nothing. She was just talking, talking, talking. And I'm observing. So I took her on that one day. I was waiting on her to say something like, hey, let me take you out or something. And yes, this is what masculine men like. So to any woman watching this or whatnot, understand that we like to be taken out too. It's not always on us to take y'all out. We want to be taken out too. So I'm waiting on her to, you know, take me out of anything. Nothing. Don't say nothing about it. Nothing. None of that, right? So, okay, this about a month in, you know, nothing going on. We just conversating. Like I said, she on my head talking about how much she like me and I'm her dude and blah 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 blah. Like she was just running so much game, but wasn't trying to, take me nowhere, do nothing with me, nothing. I know come pull up on me and we about to go do something. Nothing. Even just go to the park, something that's free. Nothing. She just yap 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 all day. Talk your head off. I mean, hey, your thing on hard. Like, she one of them that will stroke your ego, but won't offer nothing. So I'm paying attention to all this, right? Okay. So one day I was with my people, right? And my people had something going on. I ain't gonna get into all that. They had something going on. So they had dropped me off at my homie house, right? Cause I wasn't trying to be on what they was on. So they dropped me off at the homie house. All right. So I'm over there chilling. I'm like, go ahead and do what y'all do. I ain't with all that. So I'm at the homie house chilling. And I said, hey, I got this Jamaican girl that be on my head all day, every day. And mind you, this Jamaican woman older than me. She was in her 50s. I'm 35. So she like trying to prove herself to me. She the one, blah, 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 all of that. Right? So I'm like, I got this Jamaican woman, I be on my head acting like she that. She ain't offer nothing, did nothing, none of that. So I'm like, I'm gonna hit her with this. I was like, it was like 12, yeah, it was about 12 o'clock at night. So I called her. She picked up. I'm like, yeah, I'm stranded, blah, blah, blah. I need you to come get me. Nah, I wasn't stranded, but this is how I came at her because, like I said, this a month in. She ain't been on nothing but a bunch of talking and acting like she the one and everything. So I'm like, all right, well, since she don't want to take me nowhere, spend nothing, none of that, get me a gift, show me no appreciation, none of that. So I'm like, all right, I'm just see if she gonna come get me. I literally was probably like 4 or 5 miles down the street from her, like no lie, you know. So I called her. I'm like, yeah, I'm stranded over here, blah blah blah. She like, where you at? I was in Detroit. She was in Southfield. Southfield borders Detroit. You got 8 Mile. Does everybody know about 8 Mile? 8 Mile split Detroit from the suburbs. Southfield is one of the suburb cities that borders 8 Mile. So she stayed in Southfield, and I was in Detroit. So like I said, we was like 5 miles away from each other. So I'm like, come get me. She like, okay. Oh, let me bag that up a little bit. When I called her, I'm like, what you doing? She like, nothing, talking to you. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm stranded, come get me. She was like, where you at? So I told her where I was at. She said, send the location. And I'm on my way. I'm like, all right, cool. So I sent the location. And my phone was on 1%. No lie. It was on 1%. And mind you, I wasn't stranded. I didn't have my charger, but I wasn't stranded. I just wanted to see what she was on 1%, literally. So when I sent her the location, I screenshotted my home screen with the 1% on it. So I sent it to her. I'm like, look, my phone on 1%, it might die. So, if it died, just pull up. I'll be outside. She never replied back or nothing. I let like 10 minutes go by. I ain't heard nothing. This 1% held on like crazy. It held on, right? So I ain't hear nothing about 10 minutes. So I called back. I'm like, what's up? You on the way? Is you coming? Anything? I ain't heard nothing from you since I gave you the location. She like, well, I called my cousin because, he gonna ride with me. I'm like, what, your cousin? I ain't never heard nothing about this cousin, none of that, right? I'm like, your cousin? She like, yeah, he gonna come through. He real reliable. I'm just waiting on him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I wait about another 5 minutes. Still ain't heard nothing. This 1% still hanging on, right? So I wait about another 5 minutes. She still ain't respond. So I called her again. I'm like, what's up? Did you hear anything? Is you on the way? What's going on? She like, yeah, I talked to my cousin and he said that's not no good area to be coming to, so I'm not coming. So yeah, just get an Uber. What? What did you talking about? Get an Uber? You just told me you was on the way. You had me send the location to where I was at, and she had me send the location to where I was at and to where I was going. So I sent her 2 locations, and I sent her a screenshot of my phone being on 1%, and I ain't get no response out of her. I had to call her or whatnot, to even get a response out of her. So I'm just making mental notes of all of this, right? And she said, get an Uber. How am I gonna get an Uber with my phone on 1%? And if I was gonna get an Uber, I would have got an Uber in the first place. I called you for a reason, and you said you was coming. So, okay, cool. The night in, the next morning, I'm back home. I'm like, all right, I gotta end this. This is alpha male. I called her. I'm like, yeah, I need to talk to you, about that situation last night. And she like, okay. So I broke everything down. Like you was wrong for that. If you wasn't gonna come, you should have said that in the first place. She had a whole excuse about why she didn't come. Instead of just being real, saying, hey, I didn't feel safe, so I wasn't gonna come, blah blah blah. She had a big ass excuse, and that's, too much to talk about. But at the end of the day, with me being the alpha male that I am, I shut that shit down right then and there. I'm like, we done. Because the one time that I needed you, you couldn't come through for me. So I can't rock with it, you know. And I could tell in her voice, she knew she was wrong, because she was all loud and mad and all, and it ain't never been like that. But she was all loud and mad at this time, trying to explain herself, like, I shouldn't have had to come over there, blah blah blah. That somebody could have jumped out the bushes and ambushed me and shot my car up and blah. Like she had all these excuses. Like that ain't gonna cut it, baby. We done. A beta male, he would have took that. He was like, all right, baby, blah blah. Went on with it, decreasing his value of who he is as an alpha masculine man. You never decrease your value, no matter how fine she is, no matter what she got, no matter what she talking. If she can't come through for you when you need her, leave her where she at. As a masculine man, your value increases. There's millions and millions of people in this world. You do not need that one. And if that one not gonna show you that they there for you, cut them off. Just like that. That's an alpha male. And like I said at the beginning of this video, we under attack. Because that's what women want out of us. They want us to be beta males. They want us to bow down to whatever they own and whatever they say. So we as alpha male, masculine men, we are an endangered species and we are under attack. It ain't too many of us. And for the ones that is left, a lot of these women don't like that. They trying to groom us into being their pets. And that's not what we was created for. So to all my alpha males, take this in. Don't let nobody play with you. Nobody. Your value only gonna increase. So if you gotta cut it off and let it go, no matter what the situation is, do that. That's what an alpha male do. A beta male gonna stick around and let her play with him until she finally use him up, and then she kick him to the curb. Now he's sitting there crying, wondering why, when he did everything right, and he don't get why she did that. Because you didn't watch them signs in the beginning. Like I said, I've been monitoring this from the top. You know what I'm saying? When, like I said, she wasn't offering nothing, none of that. Just phone conversations, trying to stroke my ego. I've been watching since then. And then the very moment I do call her, a month later, after we done talked about everything and all of that, we done went out, all of that. All I needed was for her to come get me, and she couldn't do it. After she told me she was gonna do it. Alpha masculine man said, no, you're done. Sorry, baby. You only can do that with them hams, not the real ones. All my strong masculine men, stay strong, brother. It's only gonna get better. And when you learn how to reject those ones that ain't for you, that one for you will come around. It's like a positive and a negative magnet. If you know how to push them negative magnets away, that positive magnet gonna attract to you. Because that's what you putting out there, is bring that positive magnet to me. Push them negative magnets away. Give me them positive ones. When you push them negative ones away, it ain't no choice but for the positive ones to find you and attract to you. Stay strong, my guy.